The first rays of morning light crept across Mrs. Gardner's living room, revealing 15 sleeping bikers sprawled across couches, rugs, and even the hallway floor. They snored softly, wrapped in her extra quilts and crocheted blankets, looking nothing like the fierce, leather-clad riders who had pounded on her door the night before. The storm had exhausted them completely. Outside, the world was silent and still, the snow piled high against the fence and glittering like crushed diamonds. But the real shock wasn't the snow, it was the sound of footsteps crunching outside. Many footsteps. Hawk rubbed his eyes, sat up, and peered through the frosted window. His breath caught. He blinked, thinking maybe he was still half asleep, hallucinating from the cold. But no, right outside, stretching all the way down the street, was a line of motorcycles. Not 10, not 20, nearly 100. The other bikers woke one by one as Hawk's disbelief turned to awe. "Guys, you need to see this," he whispered. They crowded around the window, jaws dropping. Some muttered curses of surprise. Others just stared, stunned into silence. Their club members, men who lived hours away, riders who rarely showed up anywhere unless there was trouble, were standing outside in formation, helmets in hand, waiting. "Did someone call them?" one biker asked. Hawk shook his head. "No, nobody called. They must have, somehow heard. But they hadn't, somehow, heard." As the night raged on, word had spread through biker group chats and old emergency chains. 15 of ours caught in the storm. Last seen heading toward the mountain pass. When no one heard from them for hours, riders from every nearby chapter geared up and responded. They braved the blizzard, searching for their lost brothers, refusing to leave anyone behind. Mrs. Gardner shuffled into the room just as the men were grabbing their boots, her hair still in curlers. "Why are you boys up so early? Breakfast isn't ready yet." Hawk turned to her with a look she didn't quite understand, something between gratitude and disbelief. "Mom, you might want to look outside." She opened the door, squinting at the sudden brightness. The moment her eyes adjusted, she gasped. 100 bikers, tattooed, rugged, and icy from the cold, stood still as statues. And then, as if on cue, they all dipped their heads in respect. "For what you did last night," Hawk said softly beside her, "they came to thank you." Mrs. Gardner's hand flew to her mouth. No one had stood outside her home like this in decades. She had lived alone since her husband passed, her children grown and long moved away. She never imagined that opening her door to strangers in a storm would bring something like this. The riders remained silent until Hawk stepped forward and shouted, "Brothers, this is Mrs. Gardner, the woman who saved our skins." A thunderous cheer rolled through the street, echoing against the snow-covered mountains. And Mrs. Gardner, overwhelmed and teary-eyed, whispered, "Oh heavens, what have I done to deserve all this?"